Good morning. I am being blasted with morning sun. This is probably one of the earliest I've actually been out of bed and dressed in ages. But I'm going to get my car, going to just bring it up to the door so I can pack a few things. I'm not bringing too much in today just because I know my room's it's already a disaster, and on the off chance that I am moving rooms, I don't want to bring a whole bunch more furniture that I need to cart around the school. So I'm going to keep it minimal today, and then tomorrow I'll bring more in. So we have a couple meetings today that aren't going to be terribly long, I don't think. I know one's really short. I think maybe an hour, but the rest of the time is in our classroom. I have not thought of anything for my bulletin board yet. I did want to do the same thing as last year, but because we posted it like as a school, I don't want it to look like I've not redone the beginning one. Other ones you can reuse, but I feel like first day and first group should probably have something unique, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Basically, it is 7:34. We are not supposed to be, we don't need to arrive until 9, but we're all keeners. No one's waiting until 9. Like, we start things at 9, so I am gonna get there about 8. Presumably my principal will be there already because last year she was here at like 7:15. Because, like I said, we're a bunch of keeners. I'm gonna put you guys down for now. So excited. I'm excited. As much as I dread that, like, back to school hullabaloo and, like, trying to figure things out, I think I'm almost said ready to go back. I don't know if that's too far, but I'm ready to see people again. Let's put it that way. I'm ready to be social with other adults that are not family. All right, I'll check in with you guys in a bit. All right. I have like next to no desks now. Apparently I have only 8 kids registered at the moment, but it should go up to 11 if all the kids from last year come back. And I guess my room looks not as messy as I remember it because there's less desks, but I still have 15 lockers, and they're probably not going to remove the extra section of 3 just because they're such a pain. So I just might have some extra storage in my class, which, like, I'm not complaining. It'll be kind of like for supplies and all the things, but looking forward to it. So this is all that I brought today because I couldn't remember what this looked like. All my bins and my mugs. All right, it's now 11:15. I've not made a ton of progress. There's a few changes that are going to be happening in the room, so I can't do my boards and stuff yet because we're looking to get a larger whiteboard. But I'm only at 8 kids, and I've been told that we're not really expecting the other 3 to come back. So exciting. Also feels like I have a ton of space in my room now, which is awesome. But one thing that we're looking potentially moving these 3 out of here, because there's 15 lockers. I don't need 8, but I was going to keep 12, and that would still give me extras in case we had other kids. And then I'd get this wall available either for me or for the French teacher. I've moved around my shelves. So before it was 2, 3, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But I've made it so that these 8 will be for my kids. And then this will be storage and other things for the kids. So I have like my recess bin, which I never really used this year, but again, with COVID, it was kind of hard to. My clipboards, and then we have some makerspace activities, which again, we didn't get to use much last year. And we're supposed to rotate through them. But anyways, there's that, and then some more crafty bits. And at the moment, I've kind of just tossed things here. And that box is my coworkers of Egyptian books. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so this is what my classroom is looking like so far. I have spaced out some of the desks. As you can see, I only have 8 desks. There's a little rainbow drawer in the back. I've got my schedule cards up. This board is driving me absolutely bonkers. I have now moved this Calyx unit under the TV. I have a few of the little cubbies set up, highlighters, markers, bins and bins and bins in that bottom corner. My teacher side is starting to come together. Again, a mix mash of things stuck to my locker. Desk looking a hot mess as per usual. I've got a few more bins to go through here, a lot of decor in that first bin with some board backing. I actually use gift wrap. I know a lot of people use fabric. I have a few more things over here that just do not need to be in my classroom anymore. I have to go through this bin. It's literally a hodgepodge of stuff. And along the back, I kind of separated things according to subject as I came across them. So this is all my language stuff. And now I have some math things, some leftover workbooks from last year, some new ones for this year, miscellaneous things, just stuff everywhere. And I've put a few more things onto my teacher shelves, which you'll see later end up just changing a lot again. But it's looking relatively neat. I got a lot of books to go through, and our little tech center and task card center is in the works. And again, I have my little file folder holders behind my desk, and this is my general overview right now. Hey everyone, it is now 9 o'clock at night, and I'm just picking up the camera again to kind of reiterate about the day and some of the things that I am going to be working on for tomorrow. I haven't done anything tonight. I'm actually kind of in a creative rut when it comes to my outside display board, my bulletin board. Yeah. And I've been looking at some like door decor that you can buy and then obviously make it as a Bristol board. I mentioned, I think, that I wanted to kind of reuse what I did last year. If you watched a previous video that I put out last week, I mentioned in last year's setup video that I was never going to let myself do that first board again because it was so time consuming and tedious and such a pain in the keister to like take all those staples out. So I wanted to modify it. So last year you'll see I had the Lemonade Squad, and I used Lemonade as an acronym for some cool words and whatnot. So I'm thinking about having the Lemonade Squad and then doing something else, but I don't know what. And for whatever reason, it's really frustrating me. I usually have a pretty, I don't want to say an easy time per se, but I don't usually have issues finding bulletin board displays. But for whatever reason, I'm just not feeling very inspired at the moment. I went to Walmart after work and picked up a matte clear spray so that I can take the glare off a lot of my posters, which I'm excited for. I was going to do that tonight and then I just didn't. So I'm kind of figuring out what I'm going to bring tomorrow. So I'm definitely bringing my bookcase in because I have so many books to put away. More books than I remembered having. And if you guys follow my Instagram, you'll see that I ordered from the Book Outlet, which services both Canada and the United States. So I do have a coupon that you can get $10 off your purchase down below, and they've had some really good deals on recently. Like this past week they had, I think it was buy two get one free, and that was after I did my book order, which was a little disheartening because I bought 40 books, so I found a lot. So I'll actually show you guys the box right over there. It is absolutely filled to the brim with books. So I want to bring that in tomorrow. I'll bring my bookshelf in tomorrow. That way I can kind of put away all the books that are already there and see what kind of bookshelf I need to purchase or find in order to kind of cover my bases. I am loving the fact that I have so much more space in my classroom with fewer kids. It's crazy. I know a class of 8 is like mind-blowing to people. It doesn't feel like it's a class at all. And even my class of 14 last year, for many, is like, what? So still getting my head around that. It obviously has been a few years since I've had only 8 students. My first year at the school, I actually had 8 grade 8s when I was teaching the half day. So excited for that. Excited for all the different like shelving opportunities that I can better utilize just for the kids and for myself. So you'll have seen some of that in my little end of day pan through. But still have 2 more bins. Still have to decorate boards. Still need to potentially have some lockers moved. Really, yeah, that's where I'm at. So I feel like I didn't do anything today, and at the same time, I know that I emptied out a couple of bins, started sorting and organizing things, better using my locker space, because last year I just had stuff shoved in there that I never used. So I think that's another reason why I feel like I haven't done as much, just because I purged things, or like I did a better job at storing stuff. So there's that. I'm going to kind of grab the things that I didn't bring today, and I'm going to bring one. I bought a set of mailboxes, actually from a local business, and there's 3 sets,
and there's way more than I need. So even now, like, they're sections off into 12 sections. I only have 8 kids. So I was going to use 2 initially, and now I don't think I need to, but I don't know what I want to do with the spare spaces, so I might still need a second tray or set of mailboxes and work from there. But excited for that. I do have a table that used to be in my office that I was anticipating bringing in to my classroom, perhaps painted, perhaps not, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. But yeah, just there's so many things I feel like I need to do. And I know that this is only day 1 and we have 2 weeks, and I don't need to have it done until like end of day next Wednesday, but it's like I just want to kind of buckle down and finish planning stuff for this year, because like I want to keep a lot of things the same, but like there's always room for improvement. So I'm always trying to think of like, what else can I do? What things should I improve on? All that stuff. So I think it's that back to school brain overload that I'm suffering from right now. But that was day 1, and I will see you guys day 2.
Good morning. I already feel hot and sweaty. I just carried up a bunch of stuff. I have my bookcase, I have one of the 3 mailboxes, brought my box of books, and then some other containers. And I'm knackered, yo. I haven't been up that long. So it was a lot of physical exertion first thing in the morning. So I'm going to show you guys what I've brought today, and then kind of the plan for attack, hopefully. So, books. The mailbox. I have 3 of these, but I don't think, originally I was hoping it would fit in like one of these. I don't think it will. I think it's a little bit too long, but I'm going to double check. And I have these containers, which just have some supplies for my kids that I couldn't resist picking up. This was a lot of my wall decor and stuff last year that I wanted to spray. I got, so I picked up to mattify them. And then a few other things in there. And then, I don't know what's happening with this yet. I think that I can decorate that board. I'm figuring out what I can do on this wall. I'm definitely going to push to get those moved. So, happy day 2. Let's go. Alright, so I have the mailbox over here in its place, and I've set up a few of the materials that I purchased this summer for my students. They were like 10-cent items I could not resist, and a bit more of my bookcase all set up. It has changed a little bit, there's a few more books on there now, but fitting out pretty well. And I have begun sorting this rainbow drawer system, my double filing cabinet that I'm working on, and figuring out this bulletin board with anchor charts. This is the idea for my outside bulletin board. It's actually something I had in my first ever grade 4 classroom, and this is how it looked, but spoiler alert, it doesn't stay. Right, it is about 20 past 3. Most people are gone. And I'm in a rut still, but I currently have a map of Canada flattening with whatever means possible. See if I potentially put it up here, because our first social studies unit is about Canada, and I have a world map, and the world map is what I was going to put up first, but we do ancient civilizations and early societies in second part of the year, so I think I'll do the Canada one first. I now have a second filing cabinet, which I think I showed you guys earlier, and I'm working on this one bulletin board. So I found out that my new board's been ordered, won't get it till Tuesday, and my cork board is going to just move over a little bit. I'm not losing it. So the whole design for this board was because I thought I was going to potentially lose that board. So I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it definitely looks full. But on the other one, as you saw in last year's video, I had just the one portion of anchor chart sitting in it, and I loved it. But I did find that I didn't have enough space for it all the time. So I thought if I put them double wide, and I realized that they're not even up here, right? But that's fine. If I put two of them up, one could be blank, and the other one could have ones we've already done, or I could have my math ones on one, language on the other, and just add to it as necessary. But I can't figure out the border because I wanted my borders to be different this year, or I wanted to not have like different being like I don't want the boards like I swapped colors. This one was black last year, that one was yellow. But I didn't want to just like redo the exact same border that I had with the yellow, which I know is so stupid, but that's just where I'm at the moment. So I'm contemplating either ordering from Amazon or going to a local teacher shop, but it's farther away from home than it is closer, so it's kind of annoying because I don't really want to go there today, and I have to leave in a few minutes because I have a dental appointment in like just over an hour. So I'm kind of like really keeping an eye on the time so I don't squander it, and you know, I'm late and there's no traffic. So yeah, I think I showed you guys the shelf update and the bookcase. I basically have this one area. This area is kind of semi-useless at the moment. So I had this paper storage, which I wasn't sure what I was going to actually put in it, but right now I've got some like Astrobrights, some extra graph paper, these little graph paper notebooks. These are all like Hilroy lined, and then some spiral bound notebooks. Then I have some more spiral bound back here, and these were ones that I sectioned off for kids last year, but didn't get to use very many of the sheets, so I usually just tear them out and reuse them if they're in good enough condition. But I bought new ones for the kids this year, which you'll have seen on their shelves, because I wasn't sure the condition of these ones, and for 10 cents it was like I'll just buy them. And then again, I have these old composition notebooks from my 8s 2 years ago, whatever the heck it was, and I'm one short to be able to use them for these kiddos. So it is what it is. Emptied that crate, so the crate and that rainbow accordion organizer have yet to find a purpose. Those books are just a couple of random staff or like teacher resource books or extras of things that are just kind of placed there for the moment. Over here, these are now empty. I have a third one up there with some student folders that I'm going home to label and organize. Brought them in and was kind of like, do I do them at home or do I do them here? But the idea is that I'm now going to fill them with some of my like current either centers or current, I don't really have manipulatives for math, but different task cards maybe that I've printed out. And I'm hoping to kind of do this here and here. So I might toggle the shelves a little bit so that I can stack 2 of them. Maybe I'll have 4 total, have some social studies stuff in it. But because I now have 2 filing cabinets, and the only reason why I have a second one now is this one doesn't have the wired rack. And my coworker tried to take it out for me and then realized that she doesn't actually use the filing cabinet because she has a 4 tall one. So she just told me to take the filing cabinet. So I wasn't going to keep both. But today, or this year, might be the year that I like fully organize myself, because if you guys have been following, you'll have known that years ago I taught grade 4, and then I taught 7 and 8 for a while, and then last year was my first year back in grade 4. But because my schools were so different and some of the curriculums changed, I kind of like started from scratch last year. So this year, being year 2 of potentially many, I think I'm going to do better to organize things this year. So I think that filing cabinets will come in handy. And now that I've moved that black unit, like I have all this space and it's just empty anyway, so I figured might as well start with it, and then if not, I'll move the one that doesn't have the bottom wire somewhere else to like storage. But yeah, progress. Don't feel like it's as much. I think just because the boards is really perplexing, and I can't put anything up on that wall yet because the board is bigger. My new board is bigger. And the other thing I'm pondering, I have the cursive alphabet, which I had over the bulkhead last year. And then I had, later in the year, I added up this sign language alphabet because we do light and sound and science, so I always try to teach my kids some ASL. I'm not going to heat them up right away, but I think I might space the alphabet, the cursive one, and then I'll add the space for the ASL one, and see how that goes.